Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig's Sports. This is the NBA DFS Core Pick video for Wednesday, March 12th. If you're joining me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We'll be going over my core picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel. In the morning, I'll be posting out my morning injury report. That will have the injury report for all the teams in play besides the Los Angeles Clippers. They are the lone team on the back-to-back for this slate overall. On DraftKings, it's going to be a 7-game slate. On FanDuel, it's going to be a 9-game slate. So pretty similar across the board there. Obviously, 2 extra games on the FanDuel side, though. And with that being said, I'll be posting that Clippers injury report later on in the day, as well as any other injury updates that do come out throughout the day. Do expect that there's going to be quite a few and a good amount of value on this slate overall. And then last but not least, I will be posting as many of these starting lineups as I can get to down in that comment section below. So definitely be sure that you are checking up down there, especially as we do get closer to lock. And then I also forgot to mention I will be posting an updated core about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock, or as those changes do become available, that will be left as a pinned comment as well. But without further ado, we'll get started with the DraftKings side. We're going to start off at that point guard position. And I have Quentin Grimes here at $7,600. So the 76ers team very banged up at this point in time. Quentin Grimes getting a lot of assist rate and a lot of usage at this point in time. We'll see who's in and who's out for them overall. Goes against Toronto Raptors, which is another team that's really banged up at this point in time, so it should be a pretty back and forth game. And Grimes has played really well as of late. He's had 40 fantasy points or more in 3 out of his last 4 games. Looking for 38 out of him at $7,600. Can't really look at too much what he's done on the season because there was a lot of time where he was with Dallas. Then obviously he came over to Toronto and everything else like that. But as of late, he's been a completely different player. Do currently am projected for 40 points, but definitely does have some pretty strong upside for even more than that. Then at shooting guard, we're going to move down to A.J. Lawson. He may or may not be in that starting lineup for the Toronto Raptors. $4,000, looking for 20 out and pay off at 5 times value. Coming off the best game of his career, I do believe, in his most recent game. So maybe a little bit point chasey there, but Toronto's really banged up at this point in time. Should be minutes to go around for guys like him. Definitely do like him on this slate overall. Currently I'm projected for about 23, but definitely could come with some pretty strong upside for even more than that. Then we move down to small forward with G.G. Jackson of the Memphis Grizzlies, $4,200, looking for 21 out of him, and he's currently averaging about 15 so far in the season, but had been playing marginal minutes. But right now we have Jaren Jackson injured, Santi Aldama injured. Both will be out for this slate, so G.G. Jackson probably going to get the start once again. I say probably because we don't really know with this Memphis team. They could roll somebody else out there just depending on how they're feeling and who comes out for the Utah Jazz team at the same time as well. But Utah is typically a team that likes to play a little bit bigger, so I do assume G.G. Jackson would get that start. And like I mentioned, you're looking for 21 out of him to pay off at 5 times value. Currently have him projected for about 26, so it has some pretty decent upside as a value play on this slate overall. Then we move down to power forward on the opposite end of that game with John Collins of the Utah Jazz, $6,600, looking for at least 33 out of him to pay off at 5 times value. Currently averaging 36 fantasy points per game, and since he's been back, he's actually been playing really well. So currently I'm projected for 38, 39, but could have even more upside than that. Obviously could have a little bit downside as well, if he doesn't get quite as many minutes as we do expect if that shot's not going down. But, if a lot of these guys are out again, especially Lauri Markkanen, John Collins is going to look really good overall. And then last but not least, at the center position, we're going with Jakob Poeltl of the Toronto Raptors. $6,000, looking for 30 out of him. Currently averaging 35 so far in the season. You're either getting Andre Drummond against him, who's not great defensively anymore at all, or Yabusele and like Adam Bono. So it's going to be a really good matchup for him overall. Do expect him to at least get a double-double in this game. Definitely do like his upside. Currently I'm projected for 36, 37. Has some pretty strong upside for more. Maybe a little bit downside for less, if they go out there and they limit his minutes for some reason or not. But definitely do like his upside once again. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do currently have listed here, you have $21,600 remaining, $7,200 remaining per player. So pretty balanced build, at least early on to start off the day. A decent amount of salary remaining. If you want to pay up for a couple stud players, you can definitely do that as well. Definitely quite a few out there on this slate overall. Or, if you want to go with a little bit more balanced approach, you can definitely do that as well. But once again, a lot of injuries out there in play, so I do expect more value to open up as the day moves along as well. But with that being said, we can move over to FanDuel and talk about my core picks over there as well. So on the FanDuel side, at the point guard position, we're going with Miles McBride. He's $5,700, starting in place of Jalen Brunson, who is out for the foreseeable future. And at that $5,700 price tag, we're looking for 28, 29 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 30. Decent matchup versus the Portland Trailblazers. Should be a pace-up spot for them as well. There's a little bit of risk of blowout. But just in general, when McBride ends up starting in place of Jalen Brunson, he typically plays very large minutes, so I definitely do like his upside once again. Then we move down to shooting guard with Klay Thompson, $6,100, looking for 31 out of him to pay off at 5 times value. He is the main key cog for this Dallas team at this point in time, so definitely do like his upside. He's outperformed this price tag 3 out of his last 4 games. Goes against San Antonio Spurs, should be a pace-up spot there as well. So definitely loving Klay Thompson once again on this slate. Currently I'm projected for 32, 33, but he definitely has some strong upside for even more than that. Obviously, could come with a little bit of downside if that shot's not going down. If this game ends up being a blowout, which I don't really expect, but there's a lot of ways that it could go right, but a few ways that it could go wrong at the same time as well. Then on FanDuel, we're able to play Quentin Grimes at our small forward position as well as shooting guards. So I have him here at $7,400, looking for 37 to pay off at 5 times value. As I mentioned on the DraftKings side, pretty much everybody's banged up at this point in time for the Philadelphia 76ers. Quentin Grimes is taking over as kind of the usage king, the assist rate king in this game. Goes against the Toronto team that is also very banged up, so this game should be pretty back and forth just in general. Currently have him projected for 39.40 on the FanDuel side, but definitely has a ton of upside for even more than that. Obviously could come with some downside at the same time as well. And then we move down to power forward with G.G. Jackson at $4,500. Looking for 22, 23 out of him to pay off at that 5 times value. Goes against the Utah Jazz. Should be in that starting lineup with Santi Aldama and Jaren Jackson Jr. both out. We'll have to see when that lineup does come out if he's in there. Obviously, if he's not, it does hurt him a little bit, but still looks like a really good value play overall. And I currently have him projected for 26 FanDuel points. And then last but not least, we're going down to the old man, Al Horford himself, $5,400. Should be in that starting lineup once again. I think Porzingis is probably going to miss. He's got some weird kind of viral illness that really isn't going away. I like Al Horford in this matchup going against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's been playing really well as of late. $5,400, only looking for 27 out of him to pay off at 5 times value. He's easily outperformed that as of late, so I do expect that once again. Currently I'm projected for about 29, but definitely could have some strong upside for even more than that. But with that being said, if you go with the 5 players that I do have listed here, you got $30,900 remaining, just over $7,700 remaining per player. So a decent amount of money remaining, whether you want to pay up for a couple studs. Once again, there should be value opening up throughout the day. So definitely a good slate to mix and match, especially in terms of those value options. Definitely don't get too overboard into certain ones, but I would definitely cycle through them along with some star players that you do like for the slate overall. But with that being said, these are my core picks for DraftKings and FanDuel for Wednesday, March 12th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to drop them down in that comment section. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And then once again, I will be posting the morning injury report, which will have the injury reports for all the teams except the Los Angeles Clippers, who are on the back-to-back. Their injury report will be coming out later on in the day, as well as all those other injury updates down in the comment section throughout the day. And then I will also have my updated core coming out about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock. That will be left as a pinned comment. If there's any other additional changes after that point in time, I'll leave them as a reply to that pinned comment as well. And then last but not least, I will be listing as many of the starting lineups as I can get to throughout the evening down in that comment section. So definitely make sure that you are checking up down there, especially as we do get closer to lock, so you have the most up-to-date information as possible. But with that being said, if you are brand new to my channel, checking out for the very first time, or have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now we have NBA DFS in terms of the core picks Tuesday through Friday. Been dropping some NFL draft content as of late, so if that's something you're into, definitely feel free to check that out as well. And then last but not least, if you're interested in sports betting, if you're interested in prop betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the links and promo codes down in the description below for BetUS, Prize Picks, and Parlay Play. If you're a brand new user on any one of those 3 sites, when you sign up, make your initial deposit, you will get a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's 100% match up to $100. And then for BetUS, it's 125% match up to $2,000. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. If you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comment section of this video or on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, and be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day and some pretty good luck in NBA DFS for Wednesday, March 12th.